In the waters of the world are dangerous creatures. They bring misfortune and oftentimes death to those that deal with them. Sailors would do well to avoid a mermaid. Mermaids, or sea maidens, are aquatic creatures found in many cultures the world over. They have many different forms, variations and traits amongst those cultures. In ancient Assyria they were the Kililtu, or fish women. In Ireland they are the Mero, and in Scandinavia the Hafru. First off, mermaids are chimera. They have an upper torso and head of a beautiful maiden, with the scaly lower body of a fish. That lower body is slightly different in some places, but their depictions around the world are more or less the same wherever you go. Mermaids likely get their appearance from their disputed origin in ancient Assyria. The Assyrian goddess Astragatis shares a striking resemblance to the standard mermaid design. This goddess earned her looks by trying to hide in the ocean as a fish, but the waters refused to protect her and so kept half of her body human. The story of Astragatis flowed out towards nearby Greece, and inspired many of the traits of other ocean-born Greek deities. The basic tale of a mermaid is that of a beautiful, naked, but treacherous fish maiden. They are almost identical in their tale to the ancient Greek siren. This maiden sits on a rock in a large body of water. She brushes her hair with a comb, examines herself in a mirror which represents the moon, and sings and enjoys playing music. Her irresistible beauty and voice entices weary sailors to the rocks that she sits upon. The ships strike the rocks as the men are entranced. The mermaids then reveal themselves to be evil, and they drag their struggling prey from the shipwreck into the water below to drown them. The reason for their murders is that mermaids do not have souls of their own. They long for the souls of humans to fill that missing piece of themselves. It is said that they can only obtain a soul by tricking humans to fall in love with them, and then taking their victim's soul from them. As Tamra Andrews states in her Dictionary of Nature Myths, they were abducted, lured under the sea where the mermaids kept their human souls prisoners. Depending on where you're from, mermaids can change in some unique and interesting ways. In a lot of places, they have different motivations, abilities, and like mentioned before, appearances. Most are seen as the standard evil monsters of the sea, but they can also be sinister spirits, and even loving, misunderstood companions. Some Scottish mermaids can be gentle and calm. They act much like another creature from Scotland, the Selkie, going on land to have relationships with humans. Where the theft of a seal skin entraps Selkies in human form, these mermaids can be entrapped by stealing their comb or mirror. One famous tale of a gentle mermaid is that of the Lady of Sandwood Bay, who is said to dish out wishes to those who manage to catch her. With Irish mermaids, called Mero, you hide their red cap from them instead of their comb or skin. Meros draw men to their rocks for love rather than cruelty, and take them under the ocean with the intention of living with them in an enchanted state, rather than drowning them. Further afield, mermaids also exist in Chinese and Persian folklore. Chinese mermaids are gentle, life-giving creatures, whose tears create the most beautiful pearls of the ocean. Their kiss is also capable of granting immortality. The Persians saw mermaids as complete humans with no fish parts at all, whose only defining trait is the ability to live under the ocean. Like many other interpretations, Persian mermaids can interbreed with humans, but in Persia their children can choose to live on the land or not. Despite many of these tales illustrating peaceful and loving beings, mermaids are always seen as dangerous. Their gifts can be great, and their appearance beautiful, but they always have an omen of bad luck or ill intent surrounding them. In Britain and Ireland, mermaids were seen as dark spirits that appear in the wake of storms and sunken ships, regardless of if that mermaid was acting for good or evil. Offending or mistreating a mermaid was said to bring disaster. The Lady of Sandwood Bay can raise a flood if you wrongly disturb her waters. In the case of Irish mermaids, sometimes men drowned because the creature simply didn't understand that their victim was not able to survive underwater. According to Tamara Andrews' Dictionary of Nature Myths, Irish fishermen often blamed angry mermaids for insane winds and high tides. In the modern world, mermaids are synonymous with benevolent and supremely good ocean dwellers. They are seen as innocent, peaceful, and almost naively friendly. This is likely due to the popularity of Hans Christian Andersen's 1836 book, The Little Mermaid. Contemporary versions of mermaids take what was once a terrifying representation of the vast unknowns of the sea and create something familiar. Who knows what mermaids will be like in a century or two? That's it, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting us here at Aspect History. Huge shout out to our new resident artist Cron Cruick for her incredible work on this art shown here. Go check out Cron Cruick's channel in the video description to see more. I'm Circle Strafe and I'll see you in the next episode. Toodles!